1 sec. Okay. Okay. Yes, feel free to introduce yourself and your team, how many years of experience the team has been going for, and for you personally, and yeah.
Okay, so my name is Christy. I'm from Team Ro2D2, and I'm from the engineering department. Our team has been in FTC since 2018, and this is our seventh season, I think, or almost sixth, almost eighth. And for me personally, I have been in FTC since last year in the Into a Deep season. Currently, we have been to the Worlds twice, once in 2023 and once in 2024, and we managed to become Vice World Champions in 2024.
That's so cool. And did you personally attend Worlds, or did any of your teammates here attend, or when was the dates of that?
None of us really attended the Worlds, but our colleagues did. We joined the year after the Worlds, and so we didn't really get experience for ourselves, but we got most of the story from our teammates.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that was a great learning experience, regardless of that. So I'm just going to ask questions, or I guess we should introduce ourselves first. So I'm from Team Codo Dragons, and we are from the Bay Area in California. And this is our third year competing, and we started working out of my garage. And since then, we've won the Inspire Award and attended a regional tournament here in the Bay Area. And our goal is to create this series to interview experienced teams and you kind of collect all of that amazing information online. So I would like to just go sub-team by sub-team. I know maybe you all are not on like outreach or software sub-team possibly, but I'll just ask those questions anyway, and you can feel free to chime in with whatever you know about the team. So I know that you are on the engineering department, which is awesome. And my question for you is, what does your engineering design process look like? Does it start on a whiteboard, and does it end up in CAD, for example? I would love to learn about that.
I mean, first of all, we just look at the season's team on like the date releases, and then we have a 1-2 week period of brainstorming where we get up ideas, we discuss every prototype that we can think of, and then we try to make some smaller, I would say makeshift prototypes of them, and we build them, we try them out. If they're good, we implement them on the robot itself. And so, first of all, after we do that, we go into the CAD, we work in SolidWorks, and then we design everything there. Once we're satisfied, we just began the process of building our first robot.
Cool. Is there any reason you use SolidWorks over something like Onshape or Fusion 360?
SolidWorks has been pretty much our quintessential since it has the complete set of features, and we also have been used to it since I think from the start of the FTC in Romania, most of the teams use SolidWorks, and then we started from there, and so that's why we are kind of used to it. And second of all, we have been really satisfied with all the tools inside it.
Okay, great. What has been the most difficult engineering challenge that you've personally faced, maybe this season or in all the past seasons you've worked on? And how did you overcome that challenge?
One, I would say difficult achievement and difficult challenge would be to have time to work on a bot, even though you tested a lot lately. And so we found out a few days before one of our, I would say, league meets for the first ones, that the robot had some difficulties with the shooter and like the consistency. And so we had to troubleshoot that. Moreover, the bells skipped some teeth, and we also had to deal with that. Another challenge I would personally say that is recurring in FTT would be to just have time to test out all the possibilities and to actually build them and test them out thoroughly, so that you can be sure that what you're building and what you have designed till now is gonna work fully in the season, and that it's only gonna require a smaller amount of maintenance, and you could make it very efficient in game for winning points.
Cool. Yeah, there are so many challenges, and I'm sure it's hard to just pick one in the FTC season with regards to engineering. My next question is, how does your team work cohesively between hardware and software? For example, many teams have arguments sometimes when a lot of finger pointing, but how does your team work around that, and how did the two sub-teams work together? Because ultimately they both need the same robot.
And first of all, there's like this bond between teammates. We know each other because we are from the same high school, and so we most of us knew each other before we got in the team, and so it's easier to have friendships inside it. We are most like a family, and so when we decide to finish the robot and it's done, we give it to them to the programming department, and then they try to program it and at least test it out, do everything they can. And if there are any problems regarding building, they give it back to us. We talk, even if they have another opinion, since maybe they saw another team's design or they found that another type of shooter or turret would be beneficial to how the robot is designed. We take that into account, and then we discuss it openly and freely. Um, so that we can find, I would say, common denominator between us and have basically the robot done in a peaceful and like efficient way.
Great, thank you. I would love to learn about the other team members' experiences. So if you would like to unmute or turn on your camera, you can share that. So I guess my next question is more software focused, but did you ever have difficulty with learning how to program on the team, or did all of your team members already know how to program and then join software sub-team? And what was the learning curve like? And did you have anyone older on the team to help you out?
Okay, so like more this, I can really give like the most honest, like true, I would say, opinion. But from what I've experienced with all the team or for all my team members, is that we have some experienced team members who have been working, on programming for quite a lot of time, and so every single time we get new members or new volunteers, they get to have I would say, multiple training sessions with the department already. They just like present the code, explain what they do, how to program. The learning curve would be quite a bit difficult at first, but after they get the hang of it, and if they start becoming familiar with Java, it obviously becomes a lot easier throughout the season itself. And so, since our basically one of our strategies throughout the season, like internally, would be to just teach the newer members, like the younger generation, because most of us will graduate and then we'll leave the team, to develop engineering skills and programming skills, since we want the team to continue over in the few seasons that are gonna come. And so we basically uh, pass the knowledge downwards, and we do that every single time we meet, because we meet weekly on Fridays. And so yeah, that's how basically programming works for now.
Great, that's nice. You have more experienced team members who are able to pass on their knowledge to the younger ones. My next question will be more like software focused again, but during testing, what has been the most important or valuable lesson you've learned in software specifically? Or if you are able to give the engineering perspective, that's great too. But just like the biggest lesson you've learned in software, whether that could be like a versioning your code or like making sure all the code is saved, or anything that you feel is important to share about this.
While coding, I think a big challenge would be to basically try to meet the deadline. Sometimes we went late with the building, and so the programming department had to do I would say, overtime to actually finish the bot. Sometimes it just basically revision the code very well, since you may have commented some lines which are again not functional right now, and some other times you might as well find some bugs that you didn't intend to put there. And so I would say revisioning code, doing it from time. I mean, having multiple people working on it, in a point that there are not really multiple people working at the same time, but like multiple people are um, who might do one, I would say, computer with the code on it, so that there's less mistakes happening. And so other thing would be, first of all, make sure the building is all right, since sometimes the chassis could be built wrong, or you could have like a wheel badly put. And so if that happens, it might not be only the programmer's fault, but the engineering part in the fault as well. And so I would say uh, have a balance between how good the robot is built and how the programmer feels and understands the robot, since it actually helps me in programming it.
Cool. And we'll end our interview in just a couple minutes, so at 7:30 a.m. or 17:30 for you all. But my next question is about outreach, and I'm not sure since you're in engineering department, but I'll just ask anyway if you have your thoughts on this. But what has been an outreach event that your team is very proud of this season or in past seasons? It doesn't have to be the most flashiest thing, but maybe something that taught you personally a lot. Just feel free to share any one outreach event that you're really proud of.
I think Alex can tell you.
Yeah, I
take
can
us
I
the
can help
best.
with that. I'm on outreach at Ro2D2. This is my second year now, and I think that the you said the most our event that we're the most proud of, or maybe I am. It's one of my favorite events that we've ever organized is the first league meets. These ones, robotics days. We organized the first league meet in the country, and we do this. It's a yearly thing, and I remember that before I entered into the team, I went to this league meet as just a spectator who wanted to learn more about FTC and what it stands with. And now that I was a member and I was at this event, it was kind of a full circle moment. I think it felt really satisfying and fun atmosphere. There's a bunch of teams who are willing to learn from each other and always improve and strive to be the best. And it stuck with me the most, I think.
I want to add up that one of our like recurring and like best, I would say, outdoor events would be our workshops. We host in each season Lego workshops, 3D workshops, and Arduino workshops for kids from grades four. I mean, from grades first to I think even eighth grade, and also some contest for high schoolers. We want to give STEM the spotlight in our community, and so through these events, I think we can let basically in a perfect way. There is always a demand, and people are always eager to learn with simple things. I would say at first, and so with Lego Spy Kits and programming in Scratch, which is pretty easy to pick up, most kids can learn and experience firsthand engineering and programming, even if at the low level. Um, you know, right now.
Cool. Those workshops and the league meets sound really exciting. And it's like clear you've really made an impact in your community, which First always loves. My next question is again for outreach, but how do you go about organizing these events, and like how do you get the inspiration for the workshops, for example, or the league meets? I know that you yourself attended a league meet, and that's how you were inspired to start one. But how should rookie teams watching this video go about planning an outreach event or even coming up with the first idea?
Well, I think one of the most important things that you firstly have to do is start with why you want to do it. Why do you want to do this event? If you want to do an event where you target, let's say, the younger generation, you can start looking into workshops or stuff to keep the kids entertained in a way. If you want to go for something that is targeted more towards the high schooler, you can go for other types of events. The thing is, I think you always have to start with what you want and how you're going to do it. The moment when you figure those out, you can then come up with a bunch of ideas with your team. It is like a brainstorming. It's not necessarily the final idea. You all think about it and come to an agreement on which one do you want to do. And then you start researching, where could I do this, how would this work, how do I want to go about promoting this, because that is also almost as important as the event itself, the way that you promote it and people come to the thing that you're trying to do. And Yeah, I think you just have to take it small. Don't be too scared to do anything, and especially these types of events, always start with what you want to do and why you want to do it, and it will work from there.
That sounds like great advice. Thank you. My next question is more about your whole team's experience in Romania. So I understand your team is from Romania, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is your team's experience in Romania, and how would you say it's maybe different than teams' experiences in the USA, for example? Is there anything unique about your experience? Some teams talk about how there aren't that many teams at their regional qualifier, or that how they have to drive to a different country to attend a regional event. So what are some unique experiences that you might have based on that?
And I would say one of the first thing would be to overcome competitiveness, since I mean, in Romania most of the teams are very competitive, and so by actually promoting a more collaborative, as it's intended, way of participating and collaborate and basically going about with other teams, we have basically started forming a lot of connections with other teams, and so mostly with the regionals with teams around us, not really from our county, because Romania is split into multiple counties, but from other counties as well, depending on the relationship and the availability on the type of the league meet. Um, for traveling, I think we got, I mean, it was most easier for us to have sponsors or basically self-finance it when it came to Worlds. And for the FTC community in Romania, it's been growing a lot lately. We have like over 200 teams and such a high number that we had to split the regionals into like 7 different regions. And so I think basically an overall idea of the FC community here would be competitiveness while having huge collaborations between teams, since we like doing events with others, or like interacting in fun ways like meets or basically even demos.
Cool. My final question is a question for each of you individually, if you would like, or you can have one member represent the team and respond. But this question is, what last piece of advice do you give to rookie teams? And what's your favorite part of first? So I guess 2 questions.
Be eager to learn. Like you may not know everything from the for someone to join FTC itself and robotics, but you should start like watching our teams, watching basically tutorials or like videos where other teams explain their robot, their strategy, their programming. All of teams also have social media posts where they present events and also things you might want to do, league meets as well you might want to attend. Be consistent with your work. Have a, I would say, strict deadline or like calendar where you like set out points from the start of the season, and then you just try to follow them as the season goes on. Never be afraid to ask questions. There's like the Discord server where you could start by talking with other people, past members, or like even some of us have talked with people from other countries or continents as well. And so that has helped us greatly in basically gathering ideas or just finding um, new ways to improve our robot. And so basically be open, try to collaborate with others, and try to learn as much as you can. And also be respectful, because that's kind of FTC, and that's what attracts me to it. The idea of passing down knowledge, gathering knowledge, and basically having this whole community centered around the center scope, like a single scope that helps grow as a person, each individual that partakes in it.
That's an awesome response. Thank you so much. If any of your other teammates would like to share maybe just your favorite part about being in First Robotics.
I think for me, what surprised me the most when I first entered FTC is how it's actually feels like a genuine sport whenever you're going to all of the competitions, the regionals and the nationals. It's a real sport. There are so many people over there cheering, and the atmosphere is just crazy, like almost at a football game or at a basketball game. It's super competitive, especially in our country, And I think what we have to learn from this, and the what piece of advice that I would give, is to always learn from the people next to you, and always be willing to improve. We're not going to be the we're let me think about it. Okay, we're always going to evolve, we're going to keep evolving, and therefore you have to also evolve by looking at others and seeing how they might approach something, because it might be different from what you do. But always be open to others' opinions and what they believe and how they do stuff, so that you can also learn to be better in a way. And I think that FTC is a great environment to do that, to keep evolving and to constantly learn from the people around you.
And for me, if I may answer, I haven't always been a STEM person. I didn't really enjoy this part of science and technology, but FTC kind of got me into this field as well. And apart from this, I've met many people. I've created many friendships, which I'm really grateful for. And I would definitely recommend anyone to join FTC because it not only develops your technical knowledge, but also your it contributes to your personal development because of communicating a lot with people and public speaking. And I think it is very important. And for rookie teams, I would definitely advise you to um, try to get involved as much in the FTC community.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Thank you so much for that response. Yeah, all of your guys' advice was so helpful, and we'll definitely be posting this interview to help out all the rookie teams. So with that, I think we will end this interview. So before you go, I'll just end this recording really quickly. If I can figure out how to do it. Okay.